Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Disconquer here, and today I've got a really cool game, really cool match between two teams, Onyx eSports and Team Space Sharks. These two teams train together with each other, and they're also doing a lot to learn and progress. So it's going to be really cool to see how these teams come. And the game they've asked me to cast is really good. It's really good to watch. It shows up a lot of mechanics on the Shire map, so it's really cool. So enough said, let's get straight into it. This is Onyx eSports versus Team Space Sharks on Shire. Alright, so the game has loaded. As like I said, this is Shire, and on the blue team, on the left-hand side of the map, we do have Onyx eSports. We'll be seeing a Taco Fairy playing as Falstad, and he does have the amazing Falstad skin. Look at that, that's the legendary Buccaneer skin. Great skin to see. And we have Elo, who will be playing on Arthas. Moxie will be Zagara, Grumpshot and Karazim, and Bullcrow will be playing as Anubarak. On the right hand side of the map, as a red, we have Jedi Dude playing as Kelthis. Space Phoenix will be on Reyna. AC the Man is on Muradin. Screech will be playing as Sylvanas. And down in the bottom there, we have Yablet on Malfurion. Alright, so we're seeing a Taco Fairy flying in. Pretty aggressive play. Probably not play so much, but pretty aggressive stance there. It looks like we do see Onyx eSports trying to be a bit cheeky here and get an early gank. We'll see what they can pull here. We see the rest of Team Space Sharks just chilling back, saying, no, we'll wait. We don't need to go aggressive. And AC doing a little bit of scout. Oh no, Phoenix goes in. It's going to face check the bush and actually gets taken out. A little bit of early aggression there caused by Onyx eSports. Now, it's not too detrimental. Space Sharks are obviously still soaking each lane, so they're getting the experience. They haven't really lost that much. It's not a huge gain at level 1, but you know, those early kills can really shake your opponent, shake your team. So we'll see Space Sharks, see if they get a bit scared from that. But, oh, look at this. There's no one in the top lane right now. And Screech here is just on Sylvanas. Just do a lot of damage left uncontested. Moxie is rotating up on Zagara, so she will contest that lane, push back. And then both teams there. So just look at these talents. We do see Falstad actually taking the Gathering Storm talent. That's an interesting talent. It's a new one, just came out in the recent patch. But, a little bit of problem here. Phoenix might be in trouble again. Give the Adrenaline Rush. He's also taking Give Me More at level 1. So his health, his regen will increase when the Adrenaline Rush or Give Me More is popped. That just keeps him in the fight, but that could have been another kill on him. And we do see the shrines have appeared now on the map. Grumpshot securing them, and also Moxie in the top lane. So Space Sharks have to basically have to keep Onyx eSports away from this. Now they're playing an interesting game here. They're doing a tri-lane in the middle of the map. Not something that you commonly see. A lot of teams do the tri-lane in the bottom lane. But having these three heroes in the middle of the map, it's just going to really make it hard for Onyx eSports to really take the dragon. And they can't really leave the bottom or top lanes because Sylvanas or Malfurion just go and get a sneaky take. This is an interesting play here. We've actually got both supports in the bottom lane as well, because Onyx eSports is also responding to Space Sharks tri-lane in the mid. Or it could be the other way around. Someone is responding to someone in this situation. I'm just not sure exactly who. But we see here that Space Sharks is doing a really great job of keeping Onyx eSports away. They're keeping them, stopping them from getting the dragon. And that's, capturing the dragon is very important on this map. Gives you a huge bonus, because it gives you huge lead. Oh, AC the Man's in a bit of trouble. Oh, so Space Phoenix also in a little bit of trouble as well. AC's fine. Space Phoenix does manage to get away, but that could be a little bit detrimental there. Health going low. AC still trying to get the stun off. Does prevent the dragon, but he might pay for it with his life. Oh, he does it though. He does manage to walk away, but we do see Onyx eSports pick up the Dragon Knight. AC's going to back out, and a Jedi Dude is by himself. Now, it's only an early game Dragon Knight, so we're not too concerned about doing a lot of damage. It probably is going to get those towers and gates, but it probably won't get any more than that unless it does switch lanes. And it's a pretty good response here. We see the Space Sharks haven't panicked. They all haven't rushed to the mid lane to try and take it out and lose soak. Got Sylvanas in top and Malfurion still in their lanes, still keeping those still keeping the soak going, still keeping the experience alive. So like I said there, Bullcrow is going to rotate down, see if he can get the bottom tower as it kicks Yablet out of the field. And we'll just see. Now, this is actually interesting. Malfurion's now the only one down in the bottom lane here trying to deal with it. Bullcrow's actually not standing in a good position, getting hit by both turrets. That's going to cost him the Dragon Knight earlier than he would want to. Could have possibly picked up more value in that bottom lane there with the Dragon Knight, but not quite getting it. We see Screech in a little bit of trouble in the top lane, but there we go. Jedi Dude has rotated up to support him. Again, interesting. It's just an interesting gameplay we're seeing from Space Sharks here. Actually, Jedi Dude's actually gone to the top more to give Sylvanas time to rotate back, go back to home base, and get some mana and health. So this is a bit more traditional here. We're starting to get three members down, 2 for Space Sharks at the moment, but we'll see Kelthus rotate down. If he's going to stay on top lane to try and harass that Zagara. Very interesting going on here. So I just wanted to point out, just looking at what all the teams have taken. We've got Falstad here. Is actually didn't take Seasoned Marksman, took Gathering Storm, a new talent. Interesting that he has taken it, but he hasn't followed up with. Oh no, there's a bit of trouble. Space Phoenix is an issue again. This time, his Adrenaline Rush cannot save him, being jumped by Elo, Taco Fairy, and Bullcrow. Every time I try to explain something, somebody goes and tries to kill someone else, and this time they managed to get him. And now they are trying to get onto a follow-up gank, but Yablet and AC detecting the situation earlier on and getting away. But Kelth is taking a bit of damage from a new rack in the middle, but does manage to back away. Isn't taken. Shrine spawning in 25 seconds. And like I was saying before, Falstad's taken a bit of an interesting build here. It's very utility-based. Sorry, not utility, I apologize. I mean mobility. It's the free barrel rolls, so he doesn't have to worry about not having the mana to execute them. He can keep himself at range, which is charged up. He doesn't have to get too far into the thick of things. And Gathering Storm means he's going to get much greater impact on his hammer when it does go out. And look at that Screech almost being removed there. Removed from these Shrine engagements. Level 10 being hit by Onyx eSports first. And we will see the heroics come out now. Now this is a tight spot for Space Sharks because they can't really engage into any of these fights because they don't have their level 10 yet. And it's going to be tricky. Oh, however, Kelthus like that is incorrect. I will engage into the fight. I don't need my heroic. Doesn't manage to get Falstad, but that put him on a little bit of probably just remind Falstad. Don't forget, you're just a flying chicken, and my flame strikes will basically turn into a portable oven. Alright, bottom lane, Elo trying to just push Yablet and AC off the point. A little bit of damage going on to him. Shouldn't be able to burst down Yablet just yet. Does have his heroic, but it's Army of Ghouls, so he's more going for the sustain game, let alone any sort of damage burst or lock in place from Syndragosa. And it will keep him sustained. Actually, looking at the heroics picked up by Onyx eSports, it looks like most of them are more in that sustained route. We've got the Maul on Zagara, obviously very good for zoning, control, removing heroes from a fight. Oh, we just see Sylvanas actually be taken out in the top lane. However, even though they are down one member, they do have their heroics now. And just go back to heroics. Mighty Gust, Locust Swarm, and Divine Palm. Is a very sustained build here coming out of Onyx eSports. Grump Shot's going in, putting a lot of damage onto Yablet. Should be able to get away. Won't be killed by AC. But definitely put him in a tight spot. But the Dragon Knight has been picked up, so it was pointless. And he's now Elo in the Dragon Knight going to town on that middle fortification. Tower down. We'll see the fort fall next. We'll see the rest of Space Sharks trying to jump onto him. Not doing a bit of damage to him, but haven't quite removed him from the equation yet. And that is definitely going to be a picked up middle fort. And we're going to see the Mighty Gust come back, push him away, allow Elo to disengage from that. Still in the Dragon Knight, still with a considerable amount of health and time. And to rotate down to the bottom lane. And he's going to probably take out that gate. He might be able to get the health fountain. I'm not confident. Not with all the damage coming out. He's going to back up and that's it. Not too bad value on that Dragon Knight. Did take the middle fortification. That's going to put a little bit more pressure in that lane. Space Sharks don't have any good point to rally to. They're going to be quite pushed in that lane now. And easier to gank him as well. The level 10 heroics have come out for Team Space Sharks, and they've got Hyperion, Phoenix, Tranquility, Avatar, and a Wailing Arrow. All Pretty standard picks on Space Shark's side. Interesting, the Malfurion's taken the Mule at level 7. Interesting talent choice. Doesn't seem to have a lot of use towards the end of the game when most of your lanes are pushed in. Especially when obviously you've got you know, the improved regrowth as well, seeing at that level 7. So it's an interesting choice. We'll see how it goes for him. Oh, Taco Fairy. I don't know if he's going to try and steal this, not by himself. Does push him away. Bit of a cheeky Mighty Gust there, but alas, just to, I guess just to delay them just a little bit more. Alright, so Space Phoenix is actually taking a lot of damage over the Adrenaline Rush. Is Pop healing himself back up now. Taco Fairy and Moxie sitting around the top here. But look at this, the rest of Onyx eSports down below, pushing with the Mercenary Camp. They're actually probably going to be able to take this fort if Space Sharks aren't fast enough. And it appears that they are not. They're trying to counter push. They do have their own mercenaries, and they do have Sylvanas. So in theory, they can do a stronger push. So we'll see if there are how the trades are going to go here. Who's going to give first? Moxie in a lot of trouble. If he's not careful, could die from this one. But he will manage to walk away from this and no problems whatsoever. But they are just trying to trade. But I think, I hate to say it, I think Onyx eSports are getting a better trade in this situation here. They're about to push into the base, where Space Sharks has only just pushed a little bit into the lane. Space Sharks are turning around, responding. Well, you know, they're going to see if they can push in the middle lane as well. Just try and get them back up in that experience level as well, so they're not such a good deficit. Oh no, Jedi Knight's in a bad it was in a bad spot. He does manage to get out of it. I was waiting for Elo there to throw down the his frost, but he didn't manage to connect Yablet, however, now in a bit of trouble. Mighty Gust pushing him away, pops Tranquility, but it's not enough. He will be taken out. Space Phoenix could be the next one to fall, and he will be. There's 2 members down for Team Space Sharks. Onyx eSports are in a strong position right now. They can definitely, well, they're in a much easier spot, stronger spot to take this Dragon Knight, because they have all their members alive. It's still, you know, mid-game at the moment, so we do these Team Space Sharks back into the fray. Yablet and Space Phoenix, they will be back. But we'll see if Onyx eSports are able to grab the Dragon Knight. But they're not. Team Space Sharks getting a good kill on Anubarak. Grumpshot backing out from this. They will stop. They will interrupt Onyx from picking up the Dragon Knight, which is not a bad situation. Oh, Jedi Dude being a little bit far forward by himself. Taco coming in. Mighty Gust pushing up against Elo. Elo taking him out. And that's 2 members down now for Onyx eSports. Only one. Kelth is dying. Is Elo going to die from this trade? He's not. Grumpshot's in a little bit of trouble. He's actually going to be picked off as well. Oh my god, that is 3 kills. That is actually 2 kills from that fight and 1 from the Nubrak kill earlier on. That is actually a massive pickup there. Kelth is being a little bit forward, being targeted. A lot of damage going out from Onyx eSports to take him out. But it doesn't matter because Space Sharks followed up and got some really needed kills just then. And that just gives them a little bit of pressure, a bit of opportunity, a bit of a power play to put some pressure now on the map. And you can see they're doing it. They picked up the mercenary camps, the siege camps, and they also pushed into that bottom fortification as well. Now Bullcrow has arrived. He did manage to push him off. Popped the Locust form just to keep himself alive. Actually, nothing too strange happens, and dying would be a terrible time for him right now. So we just saw there that the heroics that Onyx eSports have taken doesn't really give them a super strong burst comp in these fights. It's actually giving them more sustained. They can survive with the Divine Palm, the Locust Swarms, Army of Ghouls, and the Mighty Gust to interrupt anything that Space Sharks are doing. But we see on the return side that Space Sharks can put out a lot of damage in situations. Now 5-man team is broken out. Yablet's pots his Tranquility, and Jedi Dude had to use his Arcane Barrier, but Yablet has died. Oh no, this is big. Big Ball comes out. We're going to be able to see Onyx eSports back away from this. They have secured 1 kill. However, Team Space Sharks are trying to follow up, trying to turn the fight. Bullcrow borrows back in, but will be taken out instead. A bad decision. Elo's in a tough spot. Hyperion goes out. Space Phoenix dies as well, but Elo will fall to this too. The Taco Fairy has to back out here. Divine Palms on him, but it has been wasted because he didn't quite die. However, if he, in the event he did die, you can't really say it was wasted, could you? Because it was a clutch Divine Palm, but that was such Oh, such a big fight for both. And I don't really think it went in anyone's favor too much. Jedi Dude going and dropping the Phoenix. A little bit of cheeky damage going on. He's in such low health. I don't know if he really wants to stay around. He's actually put the living bomb onto Taco Fairy. Taco Fairy's going to take a bit of damage, but it won't be enough to kill him. And they need to back out from that Hydralisk. Hydralisk trying to chase down Jedi Dude. But he does get away. And look, behind all of this, even though Team Space Sharks are doing such a good job, we do still see Onyx eSports pick up the Dragon Knight. And they're just going to be able to secure this, to push this lead even more. They currently have, well, effectively a 1-level lead at the moment, so it's still anyone's game, but they have been the dominant force in this game so far. And look at those lanes. They are much more pushed in on the Space Shark side than the Onyx eSports side. And we'll see who comes up from this one. Interesting choice there with the shrink rate tagging on Malfurion. That's obviously going to plan to be used against Anubarak or Arthas, which either one comes in to reduce his damage. Probably against Arthas, as he's a bit more damage dealer than Anubarak, or at least in a little bit of a burst sense. And we also see the Berserk being picked up from Reyna, not choosing to take the penetrating round, which stuns the first target it hits. So it's not an interesting choice. He's obviously looking to maximize his auto attack damage. A little bit of increased speed and burst is going to be a little bit more damage in those burst situations. Again, interesting picks and pretty much standard. We do see Muradin taking the Burning Rage at level 13 as well. Obviously, there's not too much concern. He's not concerned about the burst coming out, so there's no reason to take the static Thunderclap talent or anything like that. And you can just say, look, I'll just do a little bit of extra damage, jump in, just spread the damage, make your sustain work for its money. Alright, and we're back to this phase. So we're back to the situation again. Both teams are trying to put pressure on the map. So now everyone's just picking up their mercenary camps. Trying to see which ones can stick, if they can follow up on it. Oh, actually, we look like we're planning for a little bit of an engagement in the bottom lane here. We do see Onyx eSports going in. They're not sure who's in this bush. Face checking by Anubarak. Taco goes in. Mighty Gus pushes Keltis out of the way. We see Space Phoenix. And actually, Space Phoenix AC get caught in the giant maul. We see Anubarak actually in a bit of trouble. He will fall, however. The first one to die was Anubarak on Onyx eSports. We see more damage going out, more heroes falling on Onyx eSports side. Grumshot's in a little bit of trouble, does get auto-attacked as well. Yablet, Keltis has fallen. Yablet has to back out, but he can't do it and he will die as well. And now Elo could be the next to fall. Stun comes out from AC, but look at that. Taco Fairy just ruining Space Phoenix's day, taking out Reyna like he was nothing. And Elo and Taco will survive. Oh, I might have spoke too soon, actually. They're going in. AC throws the hammer. The hammer goes down. And we will see Taco fall as well. It's actually a huge situation for Space Sharks right now. This is them getting back into the game. They can really push hard with this bottom lane because they have Sylvanas up, who's currently leading a charge with 2 mercenary camps, easy and hard. And we should probably see these 2 towers fall here, actually. That Black Arrow doing a huge number on him. Elo's trying to scare him, bring out a little bit of damage, but there's nothing really he can do by himself. We are going to see his teammates start to spawn, however, and so the Shark guys will back out definitely from this. Now, an interesting thing that happened there is that mercenary camps were picked up by Onyx eSports on the top lane. They picked up their hard camp. But because the Space Sharks lane was so pushed in, it actually kind of gave them extra time to respond to it, right? They weren't stressed about losing the fort. They'd already lost it. So they didn't have to respond to it as early as they normally would. Zagara being a little bit out of position there, getting taken out by Team Space Sharks. That's not a good position right now. We could see a Dragon Knight actually fall in Space Sharks' favor. They've made the situation at the moment Keltis actually could be the return. We could see Keltis actually taken out by this time. They're doing a little bit of Zagara being out of position, is being harassed, drops the Phoenix, Arcane Barrier, but it is level 20 and he does have Bolt of the Storm. His mobility has increased tenfold. It's almost a must level 20 talent on Keltis. Just gets you out of so many tight situations. It's a bit dangerous him actually going up there by himself to try and take that shrine, but it kind of didn't pay off for him. But He didn't die, and it did mean eSports had to respond to him. Now this is an interesting position here. Each team is currently going to recap each other's shrine. So this is going to give them a position where they've just prevented each other from capturing the Dragon Knight. So now how each team breaks this stalemate, that's the question. This is the big situation here. Do you try and take a 5-man team fight? Do you try and split push? Now we see Onyx eSports doing a very clever thing here, which Space Sharks will do as well. They picked up these Siege Giants. Now what they can do is they can support those Siege Giants, push down that lane, try and force Team Space Sharks to come fight them. Ooh, Taco Ferry, I just want to see if he was going to dive a bit too deep there. Nope. You know, he's forced Team Space Sharks to respond. Now they responded with their Siege Camp as well. Not a bad, it's kind of going to neutralize that situation. They don't have to worry about them picking up the Dragon Knight either, because they still have, they still got the shrine in the top lane. In fact, it's actually turned on Onyx eSports now, and they're in a position where they have to stay in the middle of the lane. They can't afford Team Space Sharks to get this Dragon Knight. They have to 5-man take this. Now Space Sharks, knowing this, knowing they have to be in the middle of the map, they're going to try and be not sneaky here, but play very smart. They're going to take this camp, and this is going to give them a push in the top lane to try and force Onyx eSports to respond. Onyx eSports is going in. We see a new rack dives in. Help, was it? Hyperion comes out. Avatar's popped. Everything is popped. Everything's in the shambles. AC is being focused, but there's a lot of damage going out. We see the Bullcrow next. Space Phoenix. Maul comes out. Yablet's already used his heroic. All heroics have been popped up for Divine Palm. Space Sharks are being hammered right now, but everyone on Onyx eSports is quite low. Jaidu is following up. We are going to see a kill on Falstad. That was just a dishwasher of effects, spells, and abilities going up. Everyone wanting to have a piece of that fight just then. Oh, Jaidu going in, trying to grab the Dragon Knight, but actually being taken out by Grump Shot. The power of Karazim. You can never underestimate the power of Goku right there, jumping in and taking him out. Oh, that was, up until that point, that was actually a pretty, a pretty nice trade there for Team Space Sharks. But losing, just sitting there and actually losing Kelthus as well has actually put it in a little bit of a bad situation. Screech is by himself. I'm not sure how he's going to actually respond to this. Trying to take on Grump Shot. However, Moxie's coming in. Moxie could get the kill here. Hunter Killer goes out, and he will take it out. The poisons and everything. And I do not think we've seen a Dragon Knight yet for Team Space Sharks. They've all been in Onyx eSports court. But I don't think it really matters. I mean, Team Space Sharks done great getting back into the game. Levels are pretty much on par. Obviously a bit more advantageous to Onyx at the moment, but they are just going to push him back. This has been an incredible game so far. I mean, the team's playing with the talent selections, not everyone just doing a standard build. Really good to see. I even see Muradin grabbing the rewind at level 20 so we can get double storm bolts out, especially with piercing bolts. That's going to be massive as well. We can get those double stuns going on. It's really cool to see, but how each team's going to play this off, because this is such an important part of the game. The next team wipe, or even just losing 3 of your heroes, could spell disaster for the game. So Hyperion does come out, putting a little bit of damage across that field right now, doing a great job zoning, pushing Onyx back. Elo in Dragon Knight, and he's just going to be taken out. Well, not taken out just yet, but his health and his timer seeing around about the same values. So he's going in. You see the Mighty Gust come out, push one of the heroes back. Kelthus has dropped his Phoenix. Nubrak's gone in, putting a lot of damage on the Space Phoenix, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be backed away from it. Tranquility has been popped, and we see the Onyx eSports diving in there, trying to get some kills here, but they haven't been going pretty deep. Moxie's in some trouble. Divine Palm has been used on him. Bullcrow could be the one to fall. Can AC throw a hammer? He's following up. He's trying to get it to it, but he can't. Maul comes out, but only grabbing Yablet in the situation here, and we will see Arthur's fall. That was a massive. They pushed into the base, and Space Sharks pushed him back out again and got the kill. This is a good turning point moment here. Taco's in a lot of trouble. That bomb's gonna go off, and he's just survived. Space Phoenix knows he's there. He wants to follow up. He's going for the kill, but Mighty Gush will push him back. that could have been a little bit disastrous for Onyx eSports. That was incredible. They did such a good job keeping themselves alive, Space Sharks, and that just shows you the bit of the composition that we see Onyx eSports taking. They've got a lot more sustain, not a lot of burst. If they had that little bit more burst composition, now that could have been Felstad's Hinterland Blast, would have taken off quite a couple of members of Team Space Sharks there. Not taking that, taking more of the utility spell Mighty Gust. It's done a little bit in their favor in a couple of other fights. But that's what they're lacking. They can't quite get those finishing kills off on those good 5-man fights. Even though they've been doing such a good job dominating early in the game, it's going to be a bit harder for them now at this level. Space Sharks definitely have the stronger late game composition, but we're going to see a lot more utility come out of Onyx eSports. I mean, we're at the 25-minute mark, right? This is a conversation we could have had earlier in the match, and we're just talking about it now. The game... Is it almost over? I don't know. Both teams are playing fantastically. I mean, it's going to come down to the 25-minute Dragon Knight. Screech, in a bad situation, manages to make it work for himself. Hyperion comes out. He has used a Wailing Arrow to keep himself alive, zoning with Hyperion. A great use of it. However, it is going to be out now for at least 90 seconds. So it's not going to be available potentially for the next team fight, because the shrines are up, and no doubt each team will come across each other. Now look at that, Falstad has actually flown across to the top of the map. They've caught this. This could actually be a good pickup here for Onyx eSports. This could be the game-ending Dragon Knight. Bullcrow has picked him up. He's pushing into the mid lane right now. Team Space Sharks have to respond to this heavily. They can't risk him getting down any of their keeps inside their base now. We see Phoenix going down, using a little bit of a zoning tool here. Huge frost coming out from Arthas, blocking down a lot of Space Sharks team members. But now there's just a bit of a dance going on. The mule actually getting a lot of use now, trying to keep it alive. Maul goes on and manages to capture one member from Team Space Sharks, but it was the tank. It was AC. Yab's in a bit of trouble. Bolts of the Storm out. Good use of the bolt. We're going to see Onyx eSports overextend a little bit more now. They will take out the fortification, however. They will take out the keep, but they're going to get no kills from it. But you know what? They've got the pressure at the moment in that lane, and that's exactly what they wanted. A hero kill would have been nice, but that pressure in the mid lane now is going to be massive. Team Space Sharks can't ignore it now. And look, they did have the Merc camps in the top lane, pushing into Onyx, trying to push into Onyx base. But again, I see Taco and Moxie rotate up to take care of that. I can't tell you where this game's going to go right now. I mean, the pressure is much more on Team Space Shark's side. They're pressured. Their base is starting to get pushed in a little bit. But they're coming back. They're taking those fights. Onyx can't overpower them, so Onyx will have to be sneaky, play against them. Interesting. Jedi Dude planning using as the scout. Not the choice I would personally make. I'd be liking his damage to actually take out those siege camps. But anyway, no one died, so it's not too much of an issue there. Oh, is the trap going to be set? Just waiting to see here. Both teams going to be not trying to be dancing around each other, trying to get the perfect engage. Jedi Dude wants to go and put the damage on Falstad, because that's the situation here. If they remove Falstad, that's a lot of damage gone from Onyx eSports. All their team fights there, so they really want to target him early in the fights. Target Falstad, target Zagara. Just remove them from the fight. But now each team are just playing cleanup crew at the moment. They don't want any of these lanes to be too pushed and then get focused in on a fight. So if you forget about it, leaves your mind, you could look down and all of a sudden you've got a bunch of enemy minions inside your core. So they don't want to forget about those lanes. And distraction sometimes is one of the best tools in this game. Just distracting the team, getting them off put a little bit, and then just watching your minions do your job for you, basically. So we're going to see the shrines come up in 10 seconds. I mean, this is a 28-minute dragon here. Maybe 29, maybe 30. This next Dragon Knight should end the game, especially if it's picked up by Onyx eSports. And we're going to see both teams start to rotate now. Onyx going bottom, Space Sharks going top. Just going to each secure a shrine, prevent the other one from getting the Dragon Knight. But how is Space Sharks to come back from this one? They need to get some they need to take a fight here. They should have potentially the higher burst. They've got to get the enemy team, attack them from a say a flank or a weird position, and get 1 or 2 kills. And put the pressure on them by not having heroes on the map, by not having the presence. Now, Space Sharks have to be careful here, because whatever they do, Taco could just fly to the top lane and pick up that shrine at any moment. Now, they've all rotated to deal with the Merc camps. This is the situation I'm talking about. We possibly see Falstad fly to the top of the map, grab the shrine. A Nubrak's already ready to pick it up. And here we go. Here's the play. Goes to pick up the top shrine, but Space Sharks rotating down, grabbing the bottom one. It's just going to counter it. So again, no one can get the Dragon Knight. And here, this is it. This is going to be the big position here. Onyx eSports is going to grab this mercenary camp and it's going to start pushing. Space Sharks have to respond to it. Oh, but they are going to follow up. They actually have caught him out. This could be bad. This is a 4v5. We see Taco Fairy fly in, however. That's a good position. Maul comes in, acts as a bit of zoning. They have already picked up that camp. So they are safe. They are going to be back away from it. But that could have been a huge fight. Had Onyx tilted just then and decided to stick around, they would have been annihilated in that bad positioning here. And then the shrine swap happens again. Falstad going down at the bottom. Almost the entirety of Space Sharks going to the top. Ooh, Space Phoenix by himself. He's only been caught by Elo so far. Grumpshot coming up to support. Jedi dude a little bit low health. He's about half health. That's not a good situation to be in. And almost anyone could burst him down at the moment when the half health Keltis is around. And just see. So again, here it is. This is what I'm talking about. Space Sharks haven't been fast enough to respond to that. The Dragon Knight is going to be picked up. This is a 30-minute Dragon Knight. This thing is huge. It almost hangs around for 2 minutes. It's got so many tiny little squares on its health bar. It's just going to be insane. It's going to be hitting for what, about 1,000 damage or therefore. It's going to be massive. And AC's been caught out of position. He will be taken out. And that is it. That is a bad situation right now. I don't feel Space Sharks can defend right now. Being a member down, being such a big Dragon Knight. I mean, the shrink ray comes out, it's going to reduce it, but look at the core shield go down. Big fight goes down. Taco's taking a lot of damage from the Hyperion, actually taken out. Oh, could the Space Sharks come from that? No way they can't. That is just so much damage, and that is it. That is game. A cheeky little kill there on Falstad, but what do you do against a 31-minute Dragon Knight? That is... I mean, that was just dominating. I mean, that game was actually amazing. I mean, a 30-minute Dragon Knight, I don't care who you are, that is almost impossible to deal with, especially when you've just lost your tank. But I mean, that was a great game. I mean, definitely always in Onyx eSports' favor. They had that sustained game going on. They could survive a lot of the fights, get 1 or 2 picks off, back out. Even if they only lost 1 or 2 heroes themselves, they kept equalizing the match. And they did so much, they just got the pressure through the Dragon Knight. The extra experience, pushing the lanes, pushing the floors. Team Space Sharks did a good job to keep in the game. There was that position down the bottom lane where they got those 2-3 hero kills, managed to follow up, and it was just Elo, just Arthas left on the enemy team. They used that to do a really good push, get themselves back in the game. Both teams showed very interesting comps, Burst versus Sustain. This time the Sustain comp won out. They just managed to survive last and then just wait for Team Space Sharks to make that mistake, and that's what they did at the end of the game. They just made a mistake and they didn't prevent Onyx from getting that Dragon Knight. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching that match. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did shoutcasting, because it was great. Thank you very much for Onyx eSports and Team Space Sharks for sending me the replay. And guys, if you've got an awesome replay, be it Quick Match, Hero League, or Team Scrim, or whatever, please send it through to disconcur@gmail.com. I'll look at it, and I'll probably cast it because I want to get a lot of casting experience at the moment. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Tell me what you think of the game below in the comments below. And until next time, have fun, and I'll see you all in the Nexus. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want as well.